Good morning, my fellow South Africans. This above statement. Okay. I've got a message for the people of South Africa. This country is not ours anymore, okay? It has gone to the highest bidders. It has been systematically used as collateral for borrowing money from other countries. But now the ANC has borrowed so much money and they cannot pay it back. And obviously the people that borrow them the money is going to want something for it. And what is there to bargain with? Let's see, land. That is what's going to be bargained for the money that they owe Russia, China, India, Afghanistan, flippin', you name it. Okay, they've bargained with everyone. I don't even think they have like records of who they borrowed from or what they borrowed and how much. It's just like, hey, money, and then they go crazy in the head. So all our people that are fighting Dudula and all those people, you know, you're going to have to fight the rest of the world now. Okay. Because it's done. Nobody's going to have the land. Not the white people, not the black people, and definitely not the government. Because land is going to be taken for collateral. Okay. And so I don't know, maybe KZN is going to become, given to India, and then Cape Town, obviously, well, they say is going to be, Israel's. And then, of course, the Pakistanis are going to come in, and then they're going to fight against the Israelis. I don't know why the hell we got into that whole damn thing in the first place, because it was a recipe for disaster. But now we're going to have to deal with this cuck, okay? We're going to have to deal with this cuck. And it's going to come in the next couple of months. You're going to see, and if you think, you're going to see a lot of people moving in on land and owning shit, foreigners, people that are not South African. While we are fighting our little fights inside South Africa, the Dula and yo. It's done now. Our country has systematically been sold to the highest bidder. Okay, and it's not African countries, okay? It's other countries that want. So the thing for me is we're going to become slaves in our own country, and we're going to have to do whatever's necessary to survive here, because everybody else in the whole world is going to dictate to us what to say and do in our own damn country. And it doesn't matter who's to blame for this. We all know who's to blame for it, but they're not going to care. They don't care that they've sold this country to whomever could give them money. Huh? Only blessing that we have is that I think they don't know this damn country. Okay, nobody outside of South Africa has one idea what this country is all about. So it's sad state of affairs, but this is the reality of it. So whether the statement is true or not, I don't see any other way that we can pay back the billions and billions of dollars and euros and whatever that we borrowed from everyone, because that's all we do. South African governments borrow from everyone, and then they steal the money, and then there's nothing left over, and then they give stuff to China, whatever. And if you think that China and Russia is going to say, oh, come work for us and we will give you jobs. China cares about China. Russia cares about Russia. India cares about India. They don't give a shit about South Africans. So this is the thing that's going to happen in the near future, not even long off. So voting's not going to help. Nothing's going to help. It's already done. Okay. So that's in the foreseeable future. I thought it was going to be in Limpopo, but apparently not. It's going to be Cape Town. Because obviously, why do you want the shithole place if you can have the best? So yeah, we're going to be fighting other people's wars for them that we've done all the time. And just sit and watch as they kill each other in our country. Because these guys and the other guys, they hate each other. So maak maar reg vir Bolly, okay? And in the meantime, you have to still live. And the tariffs are crazy. And everybody's bitching and moaning because the tariffs are put in. Trump's going to care for Trump. And his people, why does he have to give a shit about South Africans? I mean, really? Then nobody gives a shit about us. Nobody. Not one damn person. We have to give a shit about ourselves. And we don't even do that. So you know what? Fok voort. Fok net voort. Just fuck forward, ne? Fuck forward.
We're tired as government now. We'll deal with that situation because it's quite clear that this syndicate thinks that they can collect money, invade land, and nothing happens to them. If we have to meet in court, we'll meet in court. But we are going to destroy those informal settlements. We can't, because immediately after that informal settlement is established, what do people need? They need water. They need a school. They need scholar transport to be taken to the nearest school. They will then come and say they need sewer. They need roads. And we don't have, so we have to move money from those that are obedient to satisfy those that are disobedient because they can close roads or they can go on a public platform and insult us. Those days are over. If there is an informal settlement that is not recognized, that is not registered, that we have not given it the go-ahead, as I'm saying now, we have resolved as government, those informal settlements must be crushed. And we'll try to persuade the affected people to do it voluntarily and engage government. If they don't want to do voluntarily and engage government, we have no choice. But the sad part is that majority of these new informal settlements is people that are not documented in our country. That's the sad part. Who think that they can challenge this government on the basis that they can just invade land and then establish that informal settlement without authorization, and thereafter come and blame government that they don't have water. We're not going to allow that. We've been abused, it's enough. We're going to be firm. So when we hear stories from now on, and I said to the team, we are going to dismantle this informal settlement at 2 a.m. I said it to the team. I don't want anyone during the day at 2 a.m. Because I think the patience of this government and the patience of our people in our country and the accommodative nature of us to ensure that we work within the human rights limitations is being abused and taken advantage of.
We will never forsake our country, which we fought for its liberation. And we're still marching on even now. Not this ANC, not this leadership. If they want to bring sanctions on us, let them bring them. But this country, South Africa, all its citizens know that it is a democratic country, it's a liberated country, and we are still transforming this country in order to achieve equity. And we will still pursue redress because we are not equal in this economy. This economy is still male, white dominated. And you want to tell us to abandon policies that seek to advance transformation. We're told by somebody who's more wealthy than all of countries combined in the world that I'll give you Starlink, but you must not do black economic empowerment. In our country, we must agree to that. It's not possible to agree to that. You are asking us to abandon what we stand for. You are asking the ANC, this African National Congress, to stop struggling and then close shop and become something. We are not DA. DA has to agree with that because they don't want affirmative action. Leave black economic empowerment. They don't want affirmative action. They don't want redress. They don't believe in transformation. Now they are talking about black economic empowerment, which we reviewed and said that is triple BEE. And then we broadened it to be broad-based and all of that. And then their anti-transformation is a party of anti-transformation. So if you ask us all of these things that the Trump administration is asking us to do, they are asking us to abandon the very essence of who we are, which is not going to be possible.
Hey guys, I've been getting threats from Dudula people. They say they know where I stay. They say I can be touched, you know. And one of them yesterday in a TikTok live, he said, "How old are you, bro? We know you stay somewhere in Pretoria. You are unemployed, right? You are unemployed." I'm like, what are you saying? It's like the guy is trying to discredit me. He said I'm unemployed. Like, what employment got to do with this? I mean, it's like a slave breaking that. You are not a slave, right? You are not a slave. Yes, I'm not a slave. I'm not employed. I'm not a slave. Black men, you need to own ownership, black men. You need the land, black men. You can't be bragging about unemployment. You are unemployed, right? How old are you? You are still young. Stop talking about Dudula. You can be touched. You know, we know where you stay. You stay somewhere in Pretoria. No, bro. No. You can't threaten me like that. It sounds like my videos are in their offices. They send it to their president there. They'll be like, "President, look at this guy. He's talking about you." And most of these guys, they don't have profiles at all. Like, they have this picture on their profile, in the TikTok profile. When you tap it, there's no video in whatever. They're just making threads from a profile that doesn't have anything. They just, you know, we don't even know if they exist or they are just robotic. What I'm trying to say really is that I am aware that you people are sharing my videos to your boss. Yeah, you are making yourself a little spy here, and you are sharing your videos to your boss. I'm aware. I wasn't aware all along. They said, "No, there are people who hate you. There are people who hate you with passion." Yes, we know where you stay. There are people who really hate you. So what? You know where I stay. So, okay. What? What now? Okay, what? You people need to get some jobs, because I feel like you guys want jobs. Because how your first level of defense is you are unemployed, right? You are not a slave, right? You need to ask your slave master to give you some jobs. Okay? This is the last time I'm talking to you people, Dudula people. Stop sending threats.
Way. We want to win South Africa. We want to fix South Africa. Because once we have control in the government and in metropolitan councils, that is when we can start implementing policies and procedures where South Africans win, where we can get public service back, where we can do what's right for the underprivileged, those who don't have running water and electricity to their homes, those who don't have a proper education. That's what winning looks like in South African context. We're tired of seeing politicians win elections, get elected into parliament and government positions, and then they sit on their laurels and they do fuck all.
Goose,
The days of doing fuck all are over.
Goose, can I be honest with you? I'll be honest with you.
Look,
No, Haas, I'm sorry for interrupting. I'm sorry if I break your train of thought. And you can ask Mr. Votright, for being honest. And Mr. Votright, he had he literally had what you call it? He was literally invited. Myself, we were invited, I'm not gonna lie, with a great, unfortunately the individual has been passed away. He was, and I won't lie, if he was elected to be elected, if we had the opportunity to elect a president, it would have been Neil de Beer. Am I right, Mr. Votright? Before I continue, Mr. AVR, Mr. Votright?
Jock.
Oh, he says yes. Sorry, I think he can't answer. But just to give you more or less like a detail, we could have been part of a coalition with the UDA. We could have been so disingenuous and so selfish to be part of any political party, even if it was a middle majority of a political party, meaning that we could have said, fuck this, we went into a political party, PR or